Welcome to a new semester. We're excited to see you guys again. We hope you had a great winter and Christmas break. Before we get started, we're going to ask Paul to come up and give us an opening prayer.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this day and for this first week of school this semester, and for the opportunity we have to be here, be able to learn and continue our education. Grateful for all of our professors and faculty for the work they put in. We ask that together both students and teachers will be blessed to grow together this year. Grateful for the ASCE officers and for the work they put in and help us to participate in ASCE and to build this program. We love you and we're grateful for all the blessings which now be discussed. And say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Okay, so let's start with a few announcements. So for those of you who don't know, we have a club website. It's a blog, and the website is up there at the top. We have polos. If you're interested in purchasing a polo like the one I'm wearing, because many of you are wearing a polo, if you want to purchase one for $18, you can do so on the blog. We invite you to renew your national ASCE membership soon. If needs be, it's free for us as students. We have a student membership, so go online to the ASCE website and do that. We have a STEM career fair coming up, believe it or not. It feels like we just had one, but we have another one coming up in less than a month. So we invite you to prepare for that and get your resumes together and get ready for that. It's always a great event to get a job. We have Concrete Canoe and Steel Bridge. Those guys will talk a little bit more about that in a second. We also just want to throw it out there that ASCE has started a new podcast. So for those of you out there who like to listen to podcasts, you can look it up on whatever app you listen to on ASCE Plot Points to check out that new podcast. So we have our opening social coming up next Thursday at 6 o'clock. So a week from today in the evening in room 404 of the new engineering building. It'll be a game night, and so there's a sign-up sheet on the blog, or there will be, for you to bring games. And we're talking board games and card games as well as video games. We're hoping to get a few people who can bring some game consoles, and I think it'll be a fun night. We'll have a few healthy snacks there for you. It won't be dinner, but it'll be some healthier snacks. So real quick, we wanted to turn the time over to Adam to talk to you guys about intramural sports.
All right, how many of you like basketball? And water polo. And water polo. Inner tube water polo. Okay? In other words, so we have 5 teams. 5 teams for intramural sports that we're doing as a club. I didn't put a slide in, so we'll have Kim send out an email with the list of the teams, the captains of those teams with their emails, and then a little bit more information so that you can jump right into it. We'd really like to have a good turnout. This is the first time I believe that ASCE is doing this, so we'd like to start off strong. Hoorah!
Hey, thanks, Adam. More information to come about intramural sports if you're interested, but it should be a lot of fun. We'll talk about t-shirts maybe later. So here's just take a screenshot of this if you have not already followed us on all the social media pages. Real quick, just out of curiosity, who here this is your first semester in seminar? Yeah. Whoa! Nice. Yeah, Cody in the back. Who here this is your last seminar? All right. Sweet. Well, we're excited for all of you, both the incoming civil engineers and the outgoing civil engineers. We're excited for a fun semester. So anyways, follow us on social media, get announcements and cool pictures and other information through those. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to talk about what seminar is for those of you who this is your first time. Basically, seminar is a once a week, 1 hour class, right now, Thursdays at 11, where we have a local, sometimes not local, professional come and speak to us about civil engineering. They talk to us about cool projects they've done. Sometimes they get really technical into the details, sometimes not so much. We try to get a wide breadth of people to come and speak to us from different disciplines, not just one discipline in civil engineering. They also usually provide lots of awesome career advice. So if you're not sure what discipline you want to go into, or you're not sure if civil engineering is maybe for you, seminar is awesome to come and hear advice from others who have already walked our path. So yeah, it's cool. We get to see some of the things that you talk about in classes get applied. You do get to gain experience in just hearing some of the terminology and see what other people do. You get to make friends. I think that a lot of my closest friends from seminar, or from civil engineering, come from seminar, along with other classes. You can stay sane, it's a little break. There's not homework involved with this class. You just get to relax for an hour and listen to the speaker. We do ask you to take some notes and keep a small journal, but that doesn't have to be too crazy. And then we want to help you guys get that dream job that you all want, and this can help you do so. We do ask you that you are courteous. If you're coming in late, we don't want you to come in through this door and walk across the front, especially when there's a professional speaker. It's a little rude to come and do that. So if you come in late, we ask you just come in one of the back doors quietly and find a seat. That would be great. So here are the seminar requirements. It is a graded class, and so in order to get an A, you do need to accomplish these things. So for the 200 level, well, for all the levels, you need 3 service points. And a service point is basically defined as an activity where you provide service for an hour. And there's lots of these opportunities throughout the semester that our service coordinator, Adam, will put together. And so we invite you not to delay getting these service points. Many people come to us the last week of school and say, hey, I still need 2 service points. We ask that you not do that and get on that as soon as you can. There's 2 activity points. An activity point is basically going to something fun. So next week's opening social would count as a 1 activity point. We also invite you to attend networking activities, such as the networking dinner that we'll be announcing shortly, that will happen right before the STEM fair, as well as other professional events such as the Central Utah Branch Luncheon that we'll be holding in February, as well as maybe information sessions companies hold, or other professional events. And so we want you to get at least one of those as one of the activity points this semester. And then everybody is asked to keep a seminar journal and take a few notes on the speakers who come, and then you're asked to attend. And so that is for all 3 levels. For the 200 level, we ask you to create a CADEM account, which is super easy. You can do that in many of the CADEM labs here in the engineering buildings. The 300 level, we also want you to join ASCE and become a national member. As I mentioned earlier, that's free. It's super easy to do. Just go online, and there's links that will direct you how to do so. There's also a link to do so on our blog. If you go to our blog and click on membership, you can do that there. And then we want you to create a graduation plan where you sit down with Kim Glade, who's our academic advisor, and plan out your courses. And she can help you figure out what technical electives to take, which classes are good to take together, which classes are not. And she can work you through that to get your schedule in order so you can graduate on time. For the 400 level, we want you to also have a graduate or networking experience. So this is basically, as I mentioned earlier, a networking point, but for seniors it is required in the 400 level. And then you also need a leadership point. So for every activity and for every service event that we hold, we need at least one, sometimes even more than one, leader to kind of head on the project and carry it out. And so as a senior, you need to do that for at least one event. And for this winter semester, we ask that those of you with last names L through Z take care of your leadership point this semester. If you will be taking 400A in the fall, then if you have a last name A through, what is that, K, then you need to do that, save that for next fall. That's not a rigid requirement, but just so we can kind of keep the balance. Are there any questions about the requirements in seminar? Sweet. Okay, so let's talk for a second about relationships. This is something that I feel very strongly about, and I know that other people feel strongly as well. But I think that relationships are so important. As this quote says, remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. And so I think that remembering names is a small way that we can build relationships. And I feel that relationships can help us on so many levels. First and most importantly, with a relationship with our Savior Jesus Christ. That's the most important relationship we'll ever have. And it's so important to develop that with Him. and then going on with our families and our friends. And it can even be used to network and to get jobs. That's really what networking is building relationships with people who have connections. And so we want you to focus on building those relationships. We as officers are going to try and get to know you better and remember your names. And we invite you to come up and introduce yourself. We'd love to get to know all of you, and we look forward to doing that. But I really love this quote that it is so important to remember people's names. I remember I had a young men's leader tell me a story once. He was attending BYU, Idaho, and he was walking across campus one day, and he saw this girl that he knew. Her name was Sally. And he just was walking by, and he just said, "Hey Sally, how's it going?" And she kind of like looked up and just smiled and kept walking. He didn't think much of it. And come to find out, a few months later, that girl approached him and said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I was contemplating dropping out of school and going home because I felt like nobody cared about me, nobody knew my name, and I wasn't wanted here on BYU's campus. But because you knew my name, I decided to stick through it, and I'm still here at school." And so you never know the profound effect that something such small as that can have on people's lives. And so along with that, I wanted to share a quick scripture from Alma chapter 10. So this is when Amulek is preaching with Alma and Manaha, and he uses his relationships as leverage to share the gospel. And he says, "And behold, I am also a man of no small reputation among all those who know me. Yea, and behold, I have many kindreds and friends. I have seen much of the Lord's mysteries and his marvelous power, yea, even in the preservation of the lives of his people." So even though his companion Alma was not having very much success, he was able to use his relationships to share the gospel. And so that's another way that relationships can be beneficial. So here's a little funny meme that I thought that would go along with this. So if any of you want to buy a sheep and name a relation, I bet Teresa. But this time we'd like to invite a few of the other civil engineering clubs to come down and talk about what they do. And so we'll invite, well, for those of you who don't know, we have a competition every April where we go and compete against other civil engineering departments in the area in various activities. And two of those activities are a steel bridge competition and a concrete canoe competition. And so we've invited Rob to first come and talk to us about concrete canoe, and then Zach to come and talk to us about steel bridge.
Woo! Go Rob!
Thank you. No, please. So my name is Rob. I'm one of the head captains for Concrete Canoe. Me and Melissa Adams, wherever you are, raise your hand back there, and a handful of other captains. We've been working really hard with our teams this last semester, and we had some really good progress. In fact, this semester we're looking to have a really early placement day, which is where we actually build a canoe out of concrete, and we've designed it so that it floats. Yes, believe it. And Rocky Mountain Conference is where we go and we actually race that against other schools who have attempted to do the same thing. So we will get you information on when we're doing placement day. It's a really good activity to come do, activity points, service points, things like that. It's not in 234. I know the screen said 234 earlier, but it's actually going to be in the structures lab. We meet every Thursday at 6 in the structures lab. If you have any questions about it, approach me, I'm the one with the beard, or Melissa. She does not have a beard, and we'll get you more information about that.
Zach!
How's it going, guys? My name is Zach. I'm one of the captains for Steel Bridge. And I have a quick question. Who in this room is thinking about becoming a structural engineer? Raise your hand. Okay. Now, hands down. Who is not thinking about becoming a structural engineer but still wants experience in an official AASC-sponsored club with an actual business model featuring a real-time engineering contract or project? Raise your hand. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds wildly cool. Raise your hand. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do in Silvers real quick. We built a bridge made of steel, chopper. This year it's going to be 21 feet long. We've spent all last semester designing it on a CAD model and testing it with structural analysis programs. This semester, we're going to take that steel, we're going to fabricate it in the structures lab, and then we're going to test it, and then we're going to speed build it until we can build it super quick. And so every year we go to Rocky Mountain Conference, just like Concrete Canoe, and we take our bridge there and we compete against a bunch of other schools. It's super fun. You get a really nice polo, like so. And there's so many perks. You can come here, you can get participation points. You can learn how to weld. Who doesn't know how to weld in here? Yeah, well, you can fix that if you want silver, just FYI. We use a lot of other tools. We just do a lot of steel working, and it's really cool to see how an actual model of a real-time project that you can be working on in the future in your career gets started all with a project like this. So anyways, we invite you to come. We meet every Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to start in 2:34, but we're going to eventually move on to just being in the structures lab every week. And contrary to what it said up there earlier, we meet at 7 p.m. So if you're interested in that, 7 p.m. every Tuesday and Wednesday in 2:34 in CU. And I'll write my number up afterwards. Me and I think Austin, are you here? Raise your hand. Very well, Austin. Yes? No? All right, no Austin. Sounds good. If you know Austin or Shane or me, please talk to us. If you don't know us, that's cool. Come up to us and say hi and join Stillbridge. It's super fun.
Okay, we'll now invite Daniel Wells to come speak to us about some of the transportation clubs.
Go Dan!
So I'm representing both IT and AREMA. IT stands for the Institute of Transportation Engineers, and AREMA is the American Railway Engineering and Maintenance of Way Association. I had to read it before I actually. So following Zach's steps through the transportation people in here. So in the words of to quote my friend Jacob Lewis, who's sitting here. Not everyone is meant to be a transportation engineer, but they have a dang good forum. They make a dang good forum, something like that. So we have our own club, kind of another student chapter like BYU ASE with BYU IT and BYU AREMA. We put on forums throughout the semester that count as activity points towards ASE for the requirements. And we have professionals coming from all over the place, speaking on cool topics, cool projects, project management, all sorts of things. So it counts as activity points. Another perk to joining IT AREMA is that we always have food at all of our activities. So yeah, that's one of the plus. So look forward to our activities, our socials. We'll be having an opening social coming up here late January, and we'll get more information on that as we get going. So yeah, join IT, join AREMA.
Thanks, Daniel. Okay, let's talk about EERI. Adam?
Thank you. I'll start clapping like the King of England's up. Got a short little video that I swear has relevance to EERI, but give me a second to find it. This is Dr. Frankie on an exhibition in Mexico.
Here, it used to be level with the ground 60 years ago. 4 feet, the ground has settled around this building in 60 years. The building should be right at 90 degrees. I'm getting about 2.5 degrees of tilt. You would definitely feel that if you were inside. So when you have two buildings that are different sizes right next to each other, they vibrate at different frequencies. We call this phenomenon pounding, and it's really common when you have closely constructed buildings in an urban area. We're under the plaza now. We're gonna go look at some foundation performance. It's like Jenga. Those blocks are holding up this entire column. 13-story building is being supported on all of these adjustable columns.
So it's that last phrase right here that I want to focus on. Improved engineering can help save lives during an earthquake. What we do in EERI is not necessarily structural, like you don't have to be a structures person to get involved. Particularly the EERI has designed a competition this year. I'll get to the details, but we designed essentially about a 6-foot tall tower made out of balsa wood that is put on a corner table according to the location of wherever we're going, which in this case will be in Vancouver, Canada, just across the bay from Seattle, March 8th and 9th. So our competition, they've already given us our specs. We've already submitted a proposal, been accepted. We have to essentially design a T-shaped tower, and it has to be, they give us a lot of design parameters. But the beauty of this that I like, I am a structures guy, is that the research that, and the things that we learn in this club is applicable for earthquake engineers. Dr. Frank is a soils or a geotechnical engineer, and yet still we work together, understanding how earthquakes work and be able to build or to design our buildings with specs that can withstand that. Again, our competition is March 8th and 9th. We still have lots of room for people who still wish to go. You get activity points and potentially service points. I'm a service coordinator, can coordinate that a little bit. But we'd like to have more people attend. And plus, how many people here usually have, when they think of their structures homework, they kind of cringe? Okay, good. Thank you for the honesty, Jeff. I like it. Thank you. It's hard. It doesn't suck. It's hard. But if you come to the clubs, you'll make friends with people who are more than willing to help with the structures homework, so give them one extra benefit there. But come to ERI. We meet every Thursday at 6 p.m. In the Soils Lab, which is CV 265. If you have enough time to be able to go to Concrete Canoe after that, I've done it a few times with
So, with that, we're going to start introducing ourselves as the officers. So yeah, show the time over to look.
Okay, let's start with President Richie. He doesn't rely on a calculator to solve his matrices. Todd. That's true. Originally from Leesburg, Virginia, which is near Washington, D.C. He's been married to Maddie for 1.5 years, and I have 5 younger siblings. Don't call her Mandy, she gets mad. His previous work experience, he's worked at Redwood Engineering, he's been a teaching assistant and residential construction. His favorite quote is, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act but a habit." And that's by some guy named Aristotle. I'm kidding. Hobbies include commercial real estate investing, boating, and watching and playing sports. And he wants to be like Professor Jones because he is an Excel wizard. I don't aspire to that, but that's great. Fun fact, he plays the cello, which I didn't even know. So give it up for Richie.
I give myself that nickname. I definitely rely on my calculator to solve anything with matrices. But this is Gina. Gina, she's the first president. This Gina will hurt you if you get off the bad side young. So be nice to Gina. She's from Escondido, California, and Mapleton, Utah. For her family, she says that she's been single for 24 years and has one little brother, excuse me. Her previous work experience includes being a SOAR counselor. She's been a TA for global leadership. She's been a 414 TA and hydroinformatics RA. Her favorite quote is, "There are no three words better than I love you," such as assume ideal gas, assume incompressible flow, friction is negligible, steady state operation. Those are our favorite 3 sayings as engineers. Some of her hobbies include water polo, rugby, she's on the women's rugby team if you didn't know, volleyball, canyoneering, woodworking, language, dance, and travel. She wants to be like Professor Kim Glade, because she knows how to fix everyone's problems. True statement. And the fun fact is that she has learned correct tackling techniques. So definitely stay away, or definitely stay on her good side. So let's give it up for Gina.
Okay, so our second vice president is Michael, used to pose for Abercrombie, Stevens. He's from Colorado Springs, Colorado. He's been married for 1.5 years, and he's the middle child of 7. His previous work experience includes mechanics TA, research assistant for Dr. Schultz, intern at Clorox Engineers. His favorite quote is, "Limitless is your potential." magnificent is your, wait, yeah, that's how you say it right, is your future. If you will take control of it, Gordon B. Hinckley. Hobbies include sports, hiking, road trips, and eating. That's a good one. He wants to be like Professor Miller because he's been around the block a few times and he can still ball. Basketball. Okay, and fun fact, he went to Peru on a study abroad last May and participated in the class-wide dirty water-induced stomach virus party. Welcome, Michael.
Right. In the blue corner, we have Daniel Papichulo Valentina Hot Sauce Chanchala. He's from New Smyrna Beach, Florida. He's been married for about 1.5 years. He has one sister. His previous work experience includes intern at Bonneville Builders. He owns a subcontracting commercial construction company, and he's a co-founder of a nonprofit. So he's officially the most interesting man in the world. His favorite quote is, "Singing in the shower is all fun and games until you get shampoo in your mouth. Then it just, then it just becomes a soap opera." His hobbies include hiking, running, reading, and spending all of his free time in the Clyde. He wants to be like Professor Hotchkiss because he always makes us laugh. And his fun fact is that he learned Spanish before he learned English. So when he moved back to the USA, his kindergarten teacher thought he had a learning disability. Give it up for Daniel! Now I'm at BYU as an engineer, so.
Coming up next is one of my favorites that I've known since the beginning. Adam doesn't take the wrapper off his hot pockets before eating them. Bulk. He's from Peoria, Arizona. Did I say that right? Okay. Family. So he's the second of 4 with 4 step siblings. He's done a lot of stuff, guys, and it's kind of cool because when we started together, we were scared for the major. Now, if you look at his resume, Adam's got a ton of stuff under his belt now. So, current Redwood Engineering, mechanics TA, interns at Earth Tech Engineering and project engineering consultant, research assistant for Dr. Fonseca. Favorite quote: "Yesterday's history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift." That's why it's called the present. Present, not president. He got that from Kung Fu Panda, so that's a very reliable source there. His hobbies: he's a borderline tool, singer, plays guitar, dunner, marble enthusiast. He just exercises a lot. He's not really a tool, guys. Just he wants to be like Professor Hulk because he's strong and intelligent. And fun fact, his middle and index fingers and toes are somewhat webbed on all 4 limbs. I didn't know that until right now. Just come shake his hand sometimes. Great way to get to know him if you want to get his phone number too or something. But I'll pass it on now to Adam.
Over in the left-hand corner, we have Jacob Hasby, not been to the gym.
Come on. Hasn't been to the gym since this picture was taken in Klingerman. Indiana and Las Vegas. He's been married for 8 months and has 2 brothers and sisters. Is that like perfectly symmetrical? 2 brothers older, 2 sisters?
No, it's 1 younger, 3 older.
Close enough. His favorite quote is from Richie Todd, been married to Maddie, not Mandy, for 1.5 years and I have 5 younger siblings. Alright. His hobbies include running, swimming, disc golf, basketball, tennis. His favorite professor wants to aspire to be like Dr. Bora so he can attend seminary every week. What, you got?
Associate seminar.
Seminar. That's why we get paid to do math, not English. Fun fact, he had a nose job at 14. Give it up for Jacob!
I promise I'm not a complete goofball.
This is the historian. Christian has Super Smash Bros. Champion at the top of his resume, Len Scott. He is from Heber City, Utah, but he was born in Texas, so he sometimes claims to be a Texan. He's a middle child of 5 kids. He has previous work experience working at Vivint Solar as a CAD designer, Berg Engineering as an intern, and a teaching assistant for Dr. Hotchkiss and Dr. Frankie. His favorite quote is, "I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, there's more questions you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself." By Kawhi Leonard. His hobbies include basketball, running, mountain biking, skiing. He would like to be like Professor Charles Xavier. Fun fact about him is one of his corneas is not his own. Give it up for Chris Muscat.
It's more gruesome than that. I didn't steal a person that died. I had a cornea transplant. So that's usually how you get one. Someone has to give it up. So I feel really blessed. Next we have our publicist. Andy doesn't accept chocolate unless it's from a guy. She's from the Colorado Lake City, South Shore, Utah. She is the second of 5 kids, and also currently she has a mom and a dad. Go figure. Her previous life experience is including a lifeguard, Wolf Fargo bank teller, intern at Legend Engineering, which was in Heber City, Utah. I just know that's where I'm from, and I think it's cool. She speaks Portuguese and is a Portuguese teacher at the MTC and now a TA for static right? Yeah, impressive to the time. And her favorite quote, oh, sorry, to explain my quote from behind before, if you didn't know it, you gotta look it up. Kawhi Leonard, when he got traded to the Raptors, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. Because like, he says it like, it's not like, oh, I'm a fun guy. It's, I'm a fun guy. Like, look it up, it's worth it. So, Andy's quote, I apologize to any. So, sing it. Tune on that. Well, I know, like, but sorry, I know, like, I don't go the distance, but alright, anyway. So, on the way, I can go the distance. I will find my way if I can be strong. I'm not gonna sing, because I can't do it. I know every love will be worth my while. I will go most anywhere to find where I belong. Camping, hiking, boating, swimming, reading, Lake Powell, etc. So like, it's water, bugs, same time, something like that. She wants to be like Kim as well, because Kim has helped, just like everyone, to help get through the semester and figure out what to take at any time. And then, fun fact, while she was a bank teller, she actually got robbed by people wearing a BYU sweater. So, Randy.
Our activities chair is Jacqueline, does the additional exercise in the back of the book just for fun. Which is true. Okay. She is from Evanston, Wyoming. She is the 6th of 9 children. And her siblings provide the grandkids, so I don't have to yet, but who knows here in a little bit. Previous work experience. She interned in Reno for Aspen Developers, and she's a TA for Statics as well. Okay, her favorite quote is, "It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." And that is Professor Dumbledore. Her hobbies are snowboarding, hiking, swimming, and country swing dancing, which she's really, really good at. Okay, she wants to be like Professor Jones. He's an Excel wizard. And a fun fact is that when she was 11 years old, she got her, or she was pulled over for the first time. Did you get a ticket? No, no ticket. Okay, I'll let you tell the story.
That's it.
know when actually you turn signal.
So our secretary is Jordan British Showman McCursey. He is from the Fire Nation. His hobbies are adventure, movies, and writing. His favorite quote is, "The noblest art is that of making others happy." And he wants to be like Professor Fonseca, Jensen, Richards, or Scott because his emphasis is instructors. So, give it up for Jordan.
Introducing Dan the Brazilian Costa. He's from Sao Paulo, Brazil. He's happily married and he has one little sister. His previous work experience is with Grupo Torcados, Earth Tech Engineering, Freeport, McMoran. His favorite quote is, "I want people to be afraid of how much they love me." His hobbies include playing sports, aka soccer and volleyball, playing computer games, watching movies, especially scary ones. He wants to be like Professor or Master Skinner. He knows how to build planets. Fun fact is he spends an average of 2.5 hours at the border control booth every time he tries to come back to the country from vacation. Give it up for Dan Costa.
Border control is probably the most truthful thing there because that's what happened 2 days ago. So I arrived yesterday and lost a lot of homework. So, yay! But next, okay, we have Shane joined Steelbridge because his older sister made him. No, that is true. So he's from Salt Lake City, Utah. So his family is the middle of 3. So previous work experience was teaching assistant, research assistant, construction intern. And his favorite quote is, Shane, "Oh, now you've got a friend who's dying of business." I heard that during the summer every single day on my internship as I was driving. Hobbies, like studying, I believe it. And he wants to be like Professor Dumbledore. I think he already is a wizard. So, and fun fact, my kids' names will be Charity and Harry David III, courtesy of Spencer Dress. I don't get it, but okay. So let's just clap for Shane. I don't know if he's here today, but the next one, we have Logan. It's all his meals for free at ASE events. Spend it. I believe that's true too. He's from, I don't think Brazilians can pronounce that. Or Salem, Utah. So his family, one younger sister and one twin brother. We're fraternal, so if you see me, it's me. So Gina is like a sister to me. This is Gina. So just so you know, this will make a difference later on. So previous work experience, collections officer at the credit union, research assistant under Dr. Schultz, Kimley Horn this summer, Gina's personal assistant. There you go. Keeps going. Favorite quote? Shut up, Logan. His hobbies are skiing, hiking, road trips, swimming, but like for fun, because life sucks. Agreed. Laughing really loudly. Doing Gina's bit. There we go. I want to be like Professor Nelson, because he works with Gina. And fun fact, Gina will punch me later for this.
Alright, let's give it up one more time for all the officers. Alright, we do have a game we want to play with you all, but before we do so, we want to turn the time over to Dr. Bora for a few comments.
Yeah, Dr. Bora!
student chapter at ASCE. And most of you probably know this, and you've heard it before, but our student chapter has, I think, 9 times been selected as the most outstanding student chapter in ASCE. And it comes as a result of the efforts of the officers and each of you as participants in the class and members of ASCE. We'd like to keep that tradition up. And to do that, we have to have great officers, which we do, and we need your help in participating in the events that we have. All the things that have been mentioned here, as well as the other things that we'll do during the semester. So we hope you're excited about that, you'll be involved. It is a great way to get to know other people in the major and to put something on your resume. Being a member of ASCE means something to people who are professional and civil engineers. So we hope that you'll do that. Now, to go along with that, as was mentioned, if you're a junior or a senior, one of the points that you'll get for your graded seminar is becoming as a member of National ASCE. Most of you have probably initially started that membership already, but just so you know, because a lot of people forget, you have to renew that membership every year in January, or the end of the year before. So if you haven't done that in the last couple of months, you need to do it now. You're not a member unless you're renewed. So you need to renew that. It doesn't cost anything. You can just go online, but you need to renew that membership every year. Okay? We would also encourage you to become a member of our local student chapter. And we didn't really mention much about that here, but you can become a member online. Go to the blog, and you can find a link there to go. I forget what we charge. It's like $10 or something for a year, right? So it's not a big cost. And if you attend just the opening socials, it'll pay for itself. We will also, every month, the local chapter of professionals of ASCE, it's called the Central Utah Branch, we just abbreviate CUB all the time, or CUB, or whatever. Anyway, they have a meeting every month. We take a van full, that's like 10 students, over to that meeting every month, and they can go for free if they're members of ASCE. Okay, of our local chapter. If you're not, you're going to have to pay for that to go. Okay? We haven't been enforcing that lately, but we're going to start doing that. So there's a lot of benefits to be a local member of the chapter. Also, a good fraction of the money that we have to do these activities comes from that membership fee that we charge. So building canoes and bridges and going to Rocky Mountain Conference, you'll all be, you'll get a discount if you become a student member for doing all those kinds of things. So it's worth the money, and we hope that you'll do that. Now, a couple of other things. You saw today several people come in after we started through that door right there, right? It's really annoying for whoever is speaking up here when that happens. And Richie's already mentioned this, but please be considerate. If you're here a little bit late, there's back doors to this room. Go in one of the back doors. You go around the back, go up the stairs, and come in the back doors. So please do that. When it's us here, it's not that big a deal. But when we have an invited professional here, it's not courteous at all or polite to them for us to be walking in right in front of them. So please try to avoid that. Also, if you could pay attention and be fairly quiet and attentive when they come here and make their presentations, we'd appreciate that. I know this is a time that's kind of a break from a lot of other things, and sometimes people want to be eating their lunch in here or doing whatever. But if you're up here making a presentation, it's really easy to be very much aware of what's going on out there. When you're talking to the person next to you, it's, for some reason, because of the acoustics in this room, it's, you can hear every word that people say out there when you're up here. So please try to be polite to the speakers we have. We don't pay anybody who comes here to speak to us. In fact, some of them pay us to come here and speak to you. It's one of the other ways we get money for the student chapter. And we want to make a good impression on these people, and we'd love to just have you be courteous to all of you. You guys have been great in the past, but it's just a reminder for you to do that. Also, as you know, the grades for seminar are based strictly on the honor system. we're not gonna check up on you and find out, did you really do this? So please be honest in evaluating yourself and so you get the proper grade. I can tell you, almost every year, I get an email or a visit or a phone call from somebody in the past who just feels guilty about that and says, you know, this just bothered me and I want to get it off my back or whatever. You know, that they lied about their grade in one way or another. You know, what can I do to make it up or whatever? No, we don't want to be there. And it's only half a credit hour, right? So just please be honest in your grading. We do count the number of people who attend seminar each week. And we compare it then with the number of people who say they were at seminar each week. And it's usually pretty close, but we'd like it to be just right every time. So please do that. I love the student officers. We have great student officers. They put in a lot of time. We meet together as officers 1 hour a week, and then they do a lot of other things organizing the activities that we have. So I really appreciate them, and they're had a humorous presentation here, but in all seriousness, they do a great job, and I really appreciate that, especially the people who are right now working on our annual report. The way we receive awards is based on an evaluation of our annual report. It's a huge job, the people who do that, so I want to thank them. But anyway, let's have a great session. Thanks.
We really are grateful for everything Dr. Borup does for us and for his advice and his support. So it's true that you can hear people whispering up here. I heard Cody talking crap up there to Byron. So
Yeah, but what did he say?
Okay, so this time I want all the officers to come down here and stand up. We're going to make like a little panel in front of you. And we have a game. And the first person who can get it right gets a free polo like the ones we're wearing. So there is a little prize on the line. So you'll probably want a computer or a device. There will be a link. Alright, are we ready? Okay. So it is a matching game to guess the baby pictures to the officers. The first person to get it right gets a polo.
I got one.
No, not online. You have to answer it online.
Can I answer it now? Kate Gresham.
Go to the
Gresham. Kate Gresham.
We're not answering.
Go to the link.
We have to get them all. We have to match them all, right?
Just an update, the average so far is 0.8 out of 13. Also, you're free to go if you don't want to participate or if you already did participate. So thank you guys. Next seminar, the answer key will be posted, just FYI.
feel? How does it feel? Having those stylish shoes. Or at least on the southern part. I don't know about the northern part. I'm about 13. My wife would definitely agree.
I know, I want to be
She was here once, and she was like,
I'm the 8th-year-old. I did it like